I think you did well. I think you brought your own voice there, and I think that's kind of the from what I understand from other guests talking about being on the show, that seems to be the hardest thing. I would be remiss if I did not ask you about the Cast Castle. What was it like going on Timcast?
It was awesome. Okay, so first of all, I was sweating the entire time that I was gonna curse.
I would be
like
so nervous.
Beads of sweat, sweating bullets.
I could feel my ass cheeks clenching. I was like, don't curse, don't curse. I've never been so nervous for, especially my friends who I'm staying with here. I had said to them, I was like, watch, I guarantee you the night before I go there, the Putin interview is gonna go. Okay, let me tell you, I liked it when I watched it. I watched it with my loser ex, so I'm biased.
See,
I liked it. I did like it, and I liked Harry Potter.
You're a wizard, Harry.
But I stay away from them now.
All right, there we go. So when we do
the horror genre will never break your heart. I was like, I guarantee you that Putin interview is going to come out the night before, and of course it did. But I guess I got luck because like that's just a subject that I don't know anything about. I don't care about it. I'm at the point where the moment I hear the name of a foreign country, whether it's Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, I tune out.
I'm tuning out.
I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to live my life. Like, God bless, but I don't care.
Fair enough. I think that's definitely something that, like, people will. Some criticism that people will have of my channel is that I'm always focused on the culture war and culture stuff, and like, oh, why don't you focus on this, that, and the other? And that's we got you, Leah. We got you. The fact that this is where most people enter politics. This is if I'm trying to bring people together, then I'm not necessarily aiming this at somebody who's, deeply entrenched on the right or deeply entrenched on the left. Maybe I want those people who don't really know much about politics. So I can come in and introduce you and not tell you what to think, but like, hey, this is how we should be approaching this shit. And if we can do that, I think things will be a lot better.
For sure.
But yeah, I had, my extent, like I had, if you see here, I had Ian on the channel once.
I love him.
Move to the graphene is a wave.
He gets so much shit. I told him, I was like, Ian, you are like an extraterrestrial, and I love you.
He's the heart of the show.
He is such a unique person.
I had him on, and then I'm a member, so I'm in the Timcast server, and we did the with the after party. I called in once, but that's as far as I've gotten. And Tim kind of shot down my idea about the what I call the American identity. This idea of we all agree on the values. Why does it matter if God or whatever? And he was like, well, you need a what do you say? You need a mission. I'm like, well, that is a mission. Like, what are you talking about?
Sound like a hater to me.
But so that's what you're saying. You're saying you don't know much about Putin, and it was the night before.
No, and so I sat in my hotel room. Brian, Front Porch Conservative, shout out, was like coaching me. I sat in my hotel room for 2 days studying Putin and all that. Never came up. And so I was very nervous. I feel like my next time, I feel like I could have spoken more and stuff, but they were all amazing. They were all so great.
Well, I think you did well. I think you definitely brought your own voice there, and I think that's kind of the from what I understand from other guests talking about being on the show, that seems to be the hardest thing, because they all have kind of a rhythm, and you're just like there and trying to figure out when do I jump in and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I was debating the whole time if I should get into, because do you remember that clip that was all over Twitter where Tim was like, I think it was Luke that he was screaming at for bringing up the Trump, for basically saying my beliefs about Trump. And so I was debating the whole time sitting there. I'm like, should I get into that? Should I get into that? But it felt like a very friendly kind of show and also, like I said, it's like, well, he's the guy running. It feels a little bit pointless right now. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't want Biden, so
yeah. And I think that I mean, I say right now that I would want to have the balls to be like, nah, this, that, if for no other reason, then get those clips going, get those subs.
Yeah, I just couldn't find a segue, and it didn't feel super relevant. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think, and that's obviously why they created the Culture War podcast, because it's like sometimes they bring people in and it's like nothing that's kind of like in your wheelhouse. And I'm kind of I'm kind of the same way. If I didn't even cover the Putin interview because I was like, guys, go watch it. But like I don't have anything to say.
I fell
like,
asleep.
Yeah, right. Tim said that's context. That's the one time I ever lost respect for Tim. Don't yell at your friends on camera. It's just rude. I will agree, but I definitely have yelled at some of you on camera before. But I love you. I love you. So walk me through like how did they reach out to you or did you reach out to them?
Yeah, I never thought.
That's
I always
awesome.
viewed it as like such an accomplishment.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Like basically, most of my friends who do this have been on, and I was like, they're never gonna have me on, and they freaking did. Yeah, they just very random that they reached out. Yeah, like I said, it was in the middle of all my moving and stuff, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, right.
You make that happen. New York. Yeah, I was like, I don't care if I'm decapitated and my head is rolling off a chopping block. I will be there.
Did you get a bump in like subscribers or anything like that?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna be there one day. We will make it.
You'll be amazing on it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and so like did they pay for the flight and they pick you up? Like walk me through. I'm starstruck by
it. No, they cover everything. They're awesome. It's kind of in like it's not the middle of nowhere. It is nowhere. Like there are cows and stuff, but everybody was just super cool. Even the driver was amazing.
Nice. Yeah, Virgil, our resident troll. We love him.
I was so glad that didn't come up because I felt stupid that I felt like they're gonna have me there to talk about Putin and Russian foreign affairs.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing, but it's about getting your foot in the door. You had a good showing. It's not like you said anything that pissed them off or that was too wild. And so you get your foot in the door, and especially if they've reached out to you now, it's open, and you build from there. And I think that the people who, especially again the token people, the atheist, I'm hoping that's kind of my in. Is that like, oh, so you don't believe in God or Christianity, but you behave essentially like a Christian. That's your thing, huh?
I love that.
And it's like, yeah, I think we could all be that, because I think most people who identify as Christians are not really reading the Bible and going to church and praying, and they might have a general belief in something bigger than ourselves. But my issue is that shout out to Soul of the Soul had me said I should make this into a shirt. But God is bad at being a word. The word God is not very good at being a word. The purpose of a word is to take the idea or thoughts that's in my head and send it over to your head. And so when I say God, whatever pops into your head has nothing to do with what's in my head. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Dietrich. Welcome. And so I'll tell Christians, like, okay, before you go into church next Sunday, because you're definitely going to church because you're a great Christian, you think to yourself, what is God? What do I think God is? Keep that, articulate that in your mind. Then you walk in, sit down in the pew, turn to the person to your left and say, what is God? You're going to get a different answer. And not only that, but you turn over to the right of you and ask the same question, and you're going to get a third answer. And that's not a problem in and of itself. The problem is when everybody coalesces around the idea that, oh, we believe in this thing called God, or we believe in this thing that is Christianity, or when it's not actually a thing. You're all just using the same word for very, 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 very different things. And then I get all this shit because I don't have the same beliefs as you, when nobody else has the same beliefs as you either. They're just using the words that you like.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, I believe in God, but I want us to have every type of person imaginable, atheists, Christians. So these people who always want to be splitting us apart and making the right smaller, I am not about that. I want atheists. I want every type of person. With these people who are like, we can't have atheists, we can't have gays, we can't. No, we need all hands on deck, because look at the monster that we are up against.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.